tell, Stephen, did you tell Nathan the story on why we call ourselves a big belly?
I was being an ass, too.
Well, Stephen, go ahead.
So, when I was a kid, I always planned on growing up and buying a semi truck. When I was a kid, everybody said if I was to fall over and break my head, trucks would run out of it. So, but one of my dreams was to have my own truck and have every candy bar on the planet in my truck. And I would have all the candy and the sweets in the world. And I did. And I got this belly. I was 245 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
I had this belly, and everywhere I went, it went in front of me. And it was just, I get out of the shower, and the first thing you'd see was the belly, and then here I come. One day I was up on top of a load, and I got really lightheaded, and it was in South Carolina, and it was felt like 150 degrees, but I'm sure it wasn't. But I was sweating profusively, and I got down, and I got up under the faucet and cooled off. And afterwards, I noticed my sweat smelled like ammonia. And so I told Ruthie, and we scheduled an appointment. And when I got back, I got tested, and when the test results came back, I had stage 3 kidney disease. And so the first thing I was thinking is I was going, hooray, hooray, I'm going to go to heaven. Yay, now I know how. So I'm going to heaven by eating candy bars.
And how long ago was this?
4 years ago.
So
you lost a lot of weight.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, the Holy Spirit literally told me. He said, Stephen, if you show up that way, I'm going to kick you right back to your body. And you're going to have to deal with it, old broke down dead body.
That don't sound fun.
No.
And I was like, wow. So I got a reality check. Basically, he told me to get right. And so I did. I started studying all about food and all of what its dealings is and what it does in your body. And I quit eating sugar and quit eating carbs and started eating lots of protein, steak and salads and stuff like that. And because I had the kidney disease, I was trying to put away a gallon of water every day, even though I never achieved that, but I tried. And and so the next thing you know, a year had passed by, and I was 160 pounds. And I looked, what's the word, emancipated or
Emaciated.
Emaciated.
So you lost 90 pounds.
Yeah, my eyes were sunk in the back of my head. I looked bad. And the reason why is because I was doing it aggressively, and I didn't get enough nutrition. And so when your body's in ketosis, it will turn on itself. If it can't get nutrition, it'll steal it from its body. It'll take it from the bones. It'll take it wherever it can get it. And that's what was going on with me. I didn't learn enough, and I was eating the wrong foods. And so I started learning how to eat more nutrition. And then I started getting healthier and healthier. Anyway, so after so much time, I go back and I go get my test results a year or two later. And I go in there, and the doctor looks at me and says, what's your name? I says, Stephen. He says, Stephen what? Howard. He says, what's your other name? I says, Stephen Charles Howard. And he goes, huh. Well, we got several Stephen Charles Howards. But he says, I don't know why you're even here. He says, because you don't have any problems. And so I finally said, well, I don't get it. What are you trying to say to me? He says, you don't have no kidney disease. Your kidneys are perfectly fine. So.
How long was your journey from getting?
It was like 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
and
a
so
miracle.
anyway, so after that, my belly is my biggest issue. So, I mean, I want food just like everybody else. I see chocolate. I mean, I made a Reese's peanut butter cup that big one time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I love
homemade
chocolate.
Reese's.
I love sugar just like everybody else, man. And I love food. So, it's always about the belly. And so it's me always thinking about my belly. That's me, Big Belly.
Big Belly. So we're never going to change the name on Big Belly. Although you have to come clean with Nathan and tell him that you did have some QT donuts. That you love QT donuts.
The benefits of being healthy is that you can splurge now and then. You know, you don't have to torture yourself 24/7, 375 days a year.
Yeah.
363 days a year. But it seems like 375 when you're not eating.
But so I mean,
but you can't do it all the time. So.
So he does. Don't let him fool you. He still does have sugar, but not on a regular basis. Not on a regular basis. So yeah. In fact, the thing is, Mr. Nathan, is that when we started our YouTube channel, everybody thought that we were a weight loss channel. Because Big Belly...
Google thought we were a weight loss channel.
Yeah, Google thought that we were a weight loss channel. So because our original channel name was Big Belly Rebuilds. That was our original channel name, was Big Belly Rebuilds. And so it was a pun. Whoa. It was a...
Let me just throw this thing right my way.
It was a play on words because he was going to be rebuilding motorcycles. That was our original channel, was to work on motorcycles. And look, here we are working on motorcycles.
I can't thank y'all enough either.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. And so they had us in the algorithm. They thought that we were rebuilding our belly, like rebuild your belly to make it skinny. And so we were.
But what happened is that we had put up over 6,000 videos, and we actually got our own category.
Yeah, YouTube recognizes as our
So
own
we're
category.
no longer in the diet section. We're not in the trucking section. We're not in the fix it section. We are in the Big Belly Rebuilds section.
The Big Belly Rebuilds section.
Got their own section.
We have our own section on YouTube. So, but yes, the reason why we have all these motorcycles was 4 years ago. Our original YouTube point, of course, we have evolved in 4 years, but originally 4 years ago, when we started our YouTube, he was going to be rebuilding, hence Big Belly Rebuild, to rebuilding motorcycles, and that was the year of COVID. That was 2020. That was the year of COVID, and it just didn't work. It just didn't take off. And so that forced us back into the truck business, and we had to, in 2021, we got another truck in 2021, and then in May of this year, we traded that truck and trailer for a skid steer. Do you know that story?
No, I don't.
Oh, he doesn't know our story, Stephen.
Yeah, so you started it, Richie.
All right,
So those two got in trouble, and they were having to go to court, and AJ had to go with me, and he couldn't stay at home anymore. And so AJ ended up with me on the road, and the economy has really taken a turn for the worse because of Biden inflation, and so I wonder what happened to my adapter.
you didn't get a new sticker with the new year for
That's
that?
just the last.
So I was really
Got it.
struggling
Last
to
previous
make
owners.
money, and typically when I leave out knowing that I won't be back for 2 to 3 weeks.
Mhm.
But with him having all these court dates and doctor dates and all this stuff, it was just messing up my schedule, and with the economy the way it was, and so on and so on. I put my truck up for trade, and I got a forestry mulcher.
Yeah, skid steer, a track loader.
Okay.
So that was Memorial Day weekend. So that was May the 28th, and this is October the 26th. So that's 5 months ago. 5 months ago, we let our Freightliner and flatbed go for trade for a track loader / skid steer, whatever you want to call it. We called it a skid steer, and then we realized that when it had tracks on it, it's actually called a track loader. When it has like army tank tracks on it, if it has wheels, it's called a skid steer. If it has tracks, it's called a track loader. So we got that, and we changed our channel name to reflect a new focus on our channel, that we were going to be.
Yeah, and since we changed the name so many times, we wanted to get a name that would actually stick. And that's how we came up with, because we went from buying and selling and fixing Harleys to back to trucking. Then we got rid of from back to trucking Then we went to
Land clearing.
huh?
Then we got the land clearing machine.
Land clearing and back to this. So it's kind of like, we're just moving all over the place. Not willingly, but just the way things are. And
So last
so
month,
that's where we came up with the name Bumbles. And then the other day we actually figured out that somebody in the YouTube channel actually wears the name Bumbles.
oh, and who
So,
would that be?
Guess what? I'm Big Belly.
And I'm Bumbles, and together we are
Big Belly
Big
Bumbles.
Belly Bumbles. No, a month ago we changed our name, and we hope after 6 name changes in 4 years. And now you think about that. Nathan. We've been on YouTube for 4 years, and we've had 6 name changes. That's pretty bad, and we've lost a lot of subscribers because of that. Because people don't know who we are and what we are. They're like, "Oh well, one day you're doing motorcycles, one day you're doing trucking, one day you're doing land clearing. Who are you?"
You know what we get accused of?
What's
We
that?
get accused of being for real.
Real people with real problems.
And we're not some channel where watch us get great and watch us make lots of money and watch us buy this and watch us buy that. We have real struggles.
So the name Bumble comes from that we are just bumbling along on this path. We are bumbling along on what's going on, because bumble means to falter, to
See
make
if
a
you can move
mistake.
that.
Move it which way?
Turn it towards you.
Okay.
Because
Did it move?
Yeah.
Keep going. I'll get it off there.
Because bumble means to falter, to stumble, to falter, to make mistakes. Like, you're bumbling along.
Oh, I know a thing or two about that.
So that's where the name Bumble came from. But then it also means being clumsy too.
I'm quite clumsy.
And,
And that's Ruthie.
and so last week, Stephen decided
Her and
that
AJ both are very clumsy.
Stephen decided.
AJ is her protege.
Stop
He's
it.
just like her. He looks like her and he acts like her.
So last week we were at a QT in
So
Peevely,
I've never
Missouri.
taken off one of these drives before, so that'd be interesting.
Let's learn.
We were at a QT in Peevely, Missouri, and I almost spilled coffee all over Steven. And then he's like, "Well, you're bumbling. You're just bumbling and fumbling." And that's where he decided to christen me Bumbles.
So let me see. I guess you could take these two out.